Hello, everyone. Welcome to our NASA Mars rover final report. We are Tri-Beam Engineering, and let's get started. Kind of with the overview. First, we're going to kick it off with some introductions. Then, we're going to talk about the background of our project. And then, we're going to go into phase one, which is just the summary of all the constraints and everything that we have to do. And then, we're going to go into manufacturing, what went right, what didn't, and kind of how we designed this rover. Then, we're going to go into our testing results and show you a video of how we tested and what happened there. And then we're going to talk about our redesign and what we would do differently, and then end it off with a conclusion. So, kind of with introductions, this is our team. My name is Matthew Kraskowski. I'm the project manager. I kind of oversee all the operations. I let everyone know what they have to do, when they have to do it, and I'm kind of bring everything together.
I'm Armani. I'm the verification and test manager. So basically, what I do is when we're testing the vehicle, that's when I really come in. I make sure that all of our testing equipment is ready. Everyone's ready to test. We got the videos ready, and yeah.
I'm Gabrielle Williams. I'm the construction manager. What I'm responsible for is planning, making sketches, budget control, and time management. So we have RFPs, which is requests for proposals. We are competing with potential contractors to win a multi-million-dollar bid, and we have to make a vehicle that explores Mars. It has to navigate terrain, and our whole goal is to find signs of life and explore. We do have customer requirements. So one of those is that our rover withstands forces. It must protect two pilots, and it must be capable of unloading and reloading pilots. We have preliminary contractor requirements. So we have to build the vehicle in a time frame of 30 minutes. It should only take 1 minute to load and unload the pilot. The vehicle should survive the impact of an 11-foot drop, and it should protect the two eggs from damage. The total budget is limited to $15. The test takes place indoors. Both the eggs must be in the same capsule. And yeah. So we had 30 minutes to build our vehicle. One change that we had to make was no plastic bags. We originally planned to have them, but the day of, we did not have the material. So we had to work without that. We had to work with a different cardboard amount than expected due to a miscommunication with the prices. We also struggled to keep the capsule closed. And you can't see the last one.
Yeah, just having some frequent just retaping of everything. Um, so going on with manufacturing, just a quick summary of just the challenges that happened. One of our teammates was actually not able to make it on that day. So when we initially planned to have four people building the design and helping with everything, that was cut down to three, as well as we didn't have the plastic bags that we intended to make as a parachute to kind of slow that descent. So that was another thing that we had to change about the design. Our biggest problem was probably just the time limit. We didn't have enough time to focus on every single part of the design, which made it so that we struggled with the latch system and creating that piece of tape, creating a tie that was big enough to actually like tie it with your hands. So we were unable to keep that latch closed, as well as having some support issues, just not being able to have enough hands on the design to tape every single joint. You'll see that in the design coming up, how many joints there were just to tape and reinforce. And yeah, just like in the future, just double checking those prices with the cardboard, making sure that the capsule can be secured before finishing the design, just making sure that tape is long enough to actually tie a knot, and just being quicker and more precise with the reinforcements. Those are all things that we needed to change. So kind of going on to the design. I'm actually very proud of this design. I feel like it just like looks cool. So I'm very proud of what we were able to accomplish here. Some of the main problems with the design where the top latch, as you can see, the inner capsule there has a latch with a hole meant to have a piece of tape thread in between and tied so that it could be untied and reloaded and then tied again and stay secure. The tape that we had wasn't long enough, so we weren't actually able to tie it. So that led to our biggest problem. But overall, I feel like the outer shell really helped in protecting the inner capsule, but it just didn't work out with the top latch.
So this is our first load and test drop video. It's sideways, but basically in the video, it's we're all lined up to the pole with a string that's supposed to be the height of 11 feet. And right now we're given 1 minute to load our pilots onto um, the cabin of the ship. And so right now it's taking me a lot of time to make sure that all the cotton in the cabin is able to surround the eggs, which ended up leading me to not have enough time to close the lid of the cabin, which is um, essentially what ended up making our ship fail.
Yeah, I think you'll see in a few seconds that the eggs actually just go flying out. And look at the rest of the other people; they were just up and ready to go pretty early.
Yeah, I just
I
could
feel
not
like,
get that string tied.
yeah, that was definitely the biggest design flaw in our design. Just that keeping that top capsule closed. I feel like it was definitely our Achilles heel for the design as a whole. Oh, and here we go. A little laggy, but if you were able to make it out, that is the top of the capsule flying open and the eggs on the ground.
Also, our results. So what went right? So overall, the straw structure of our capsule remained intact and could have possibly been dropped again with little damage. But what went wrong was that our eggs or our pilots flew out of the capsule. They did not survive, but if we were just able to get that lid on, they would have survived the drop. These are our official test results documented. What changes would we have made? What changes would be made in the future? We want to change how the cardboard box is opened and closed. We would do folds and cuts to make sure the cardboard can attach to itself rather than attaching by a piece of string. This would make it much more efficient and easy to open and close it, making loading and reloading a lot easier. Kind of like how a pizza box opens and closes. What problems or challenges resulted in changes to the design? The problem that resulted in our design change was our eggs taking all the impact just because they didn't stay in the box.
So, kind of our final conclusions, takeaways, what we learned. So, I think overall, our design, it was overall pretty good. I feel like if we didn't have that one Achilles heel of the latch flying open and the eggs falling on the ground, it would have been a successful design. So I see that as a win. I feel like our during assembly, what's definitely our biggest challenge, not having that extra team member. It definitely created sort of a panic, which we need to learn to just roll with the punches and just try and do our best. Um, but yeah, having not having that extra support definitely hindered us in a lot of ways. Just not being able to fully complete the latch design with a long enough piece of tape. Unfortunately, yeah, the outcome wasn't what we wanted. We obviously did not want those pilots to crack on the ground. But I feel like overall, in my mind, I'm still proud of the design. I think if a few minor changes were to happen, we would have succeeded. Um, and overall, I think our team did a great job. We just had that one problem, which led to a failure. But I hope we can learn from this and really just take it into the future with future projects. Learn to just look at the design to follow every aspect. Just check everything off the list because if one thing isn't checked, the whole design could just be a failure. But yeah, I think that's all. Perfect.